Hey everyone, here I am again today. It's March 18th, 2020. My thoughts and insights. I'm Lisa Brisse. For those of you who might not know me, I'm an exercise physiologist, wellness heart coach, and owner of State of the Heart Fitness here in Santa Monica, California. And yesterday I had done a message about, how we are with uncertainty in uncertain times like we are in, and about trusting in our intuition and trusting in life, especially when it's making us uncomfortable, because it can be really challenging, obviously, when things feel out of our control and we're out of our comfort zone. So I was talking yesterday about, really that life is growing and expanding and it's always asking us to do the same. But, when we get scared and we get, feel like we're out of control, we contract and we resist, and that creates more stress within us. And when we're in a state of stress, we are actually breaking down physiologically our immune system, because stress creates a stress response and triggers the adrenal glands to secrete cortisol, and over time that breaks down our immune system. So what's really, really, really important, as I said yesterday, is to stay present, to trust and to know that in each moment, in this present moment, we're fine, we're okay, breathe, check in, we're right here, right now, okay? Deep breathing is really, really important to stay centered during when we start to notice ourselves getting stressed and our mind starts wandering and going off into worry and, fear and all of that. So staying present, staying in the place of trust and in our faith that, all is challenging, yes, but we're all in this together, one planet, and this is a very, very unique time. So my message today is that, our tendency is to obviously, it's like we're almost programmed for the worst. And when things happen that, again, are out of our control, and this one feels like it's a big one out of our control, our immediate reaction is to go to worst case scenarios, creating all this anxiety, right? And the truth is, whatever the worst case scenarios, they may never even happen, but we invest our energy, our life force into worrying about that. So again, the importance to stay present, stay in the moment. And like I say, when I was dealing with my cancer, I had no choice but to stay present in the moment, one moment at a time, breathing, focusing on things that brought me joy, hope, imagining my life how I wanted it to be, running on the beach or being free again, whatever it was. So this is a time that we can really, really, really practice being present. And what I want to invite you to do is, like I said, because we always have a tendency to go to the worst thing, something, adversity happens, whatever it might be. We immediately go to how horrible it is. And I don't know if any of you have heard of Mary Morrissey. She's an incredible teacher and teaching us the power that we have within us to manifest our lives and our dreams. And one of the things that I learned from her, which is really helpful, is when something occurs that seems, immediately we label it bad. Let's pause. Let's not jump the gun. and immediately go to that reactionary place. And instead, as she suggested, wait 3 days. And in those 3, before you label it good or bad, but in those 3 days, so now, right now, what we are experiencing at this time, instead of focusing on what is horrible and scary and all of this, let's focus on what are some possibilities of some goodness that's coming from this, some gifts that's coming from this. Because I'm going to tell you, in my cancer experience, obviously the darkest night of my soul. I mean, who the heck wants cancer? Nobody, right? Nobody. But the gifts that I got that I couldn't have gotten without having cancer. Gifts that opened my heart, that opened my mind, that helped me to grow, have helped me to grow. Gifts of new connections, deeper connections with my family and my friends. The gift of discernment, of getting really clear what's important in life and what's not. Where do we give our energy to that doesn't even deserve our life force? Whether it's, a situation, a job, a relationship, whatever is depleting and draining our life force, we get to decide. Is that worth it? Is it worth my health? Is it worth my life? Is it worth my joy? Foregoing my joy by giving my energy and my worry and my fear? Is it? Because this is the only moment we have. This right here. What? Right here. This breath. It's the only moment we have. So I'm going to invite you to look for the positives. I mean, even Mr. Rogers said, one of his famous quotes is that when you see a challenging event or experience or adversity, look for the helpers. Where we put our attention, where we put our focus, is what we are going to create more of. Because when we focus on the fear and worry about things that may never happen, that creates a certain vibration in our being. It creates a thought, it creates an emotion, it creates a feeling. And our feeling creates our reality right here, right now. What we're experiencing, this amazing gift that we've been giving right here, right now. Breathe. That when we give our worry and our fear, and it's easy to do, and we can justify in our minds why. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't. Nothing is worth giving up our joy from this moment. And I acknowledge that there are definite challenges and obstacles that everybody is experiencing right now. Everyone. But we don't even realize the masters we are of ourselves and our lives. Usually we live as reactionary beings and victims of our circumstances. But that's only a belief. That's what we've been programmed to believe. If we're going to believe that we are a victim to circumstance, and we're going to find all the evidence to justify our victimhood, then guess what we're going to experience? We're going to experience that. Wherever you put your attention, wherever you put your thought, wherever you give your life force, you manifest that. Life happens. We give it meaning in every single moment based on how we choose to see it. how we choose to be in this moment in relation to that which is happening. So we may not be able to control what's happening, but what we do have control over is ourselves and our minds and our hearts and who we are being in these moments. You know, if we're not challenged, we don't get to see our strengths. We don't get to see and experience the human spirit in all of us get to rise to the occasion. So, you know, if we're comfortable all the time, we get to experience a certain part of ourselves. But it's only when we get challenged, you know, where we get to see what we're made of. And I'm going to tell everybody right now, we are made of so much more than what we think we are. Don't believe what you think about yourself. We get to experience something bigger. Now, we were all born onto this planet with our divinity, with the light that came with us. How much we shine or dim that light is not dependent on the world around us, and we might, again, justify and say, but I get that. I mean, I went through it, through cancer. I get it. But I kept reminding myself, I don't believe things just happen to us. Well, they're not even happening to us. They're just happening. We give it meaning. But again, I know for myself, if I had to go through this experience, this horrific experience of cancer, I was going to choose to make it a positive if it was the last thing I was going to do on this planet. Find the gifts. As Mr. Rogers said, find the helpers. Look for the goodness. Be the goodness. Be the hope for somebody. Be the example. Be the anchored one who is centered in our heart, stays present. Carry that vibration into the world, because that is our gift. We get to become the gift, if that makes sense. We get to choose. In every single moment of our life on this planet, we are choosing, consciously or unconsciously, how we want to be, what we want to experience on this planet. In every single moment. It's either conscious or unconscious. Usually it's unconscious. So that's when we think we're a victim and things are just happening to us. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to invite you that no, that is not you in your full self. None of us. We all have within us a divine light to shine into the world. But we have to choose that. We have to choose that. And again, we can choose fear and put ourselves into a downward spiral that not only breaks down our own health, but it just doesn't contribute to our life overall. Or we can lean into our faith, lean into that this is an opportunity. Everything is an opportunity, but this, whatever challenges us, is an opportunity for us to get to be the bigger version of ourselves. Not the smaller version, the bigger version. So what's happening right now is an incredible gift for all of us. Humanity. Who are we going to be? Who are we going to choose to be when, it gets a little challenging? I mean, we've all heard the phrase, when life gets tough, the tough get tougher. I mean, I know from my athletic background, when you're pushing on that edge, when you're competing in a triathlon or whatever it is, trekking a 15,000-foot pass in Peru, um, you got to dig deep. You got to dig deep. You could quit. You could quit. But quitting doesn't allow us to grow. Sometimes life asks us to push, to dig as deep as we can go into the heart and spirit and soul of our being and find something that we didn't even know was there. We all have it in us. This is an opportunity for each one of us to choose who we get to be. What do we want to project into the world? And it doesn't even matter what do we want to project in the world, but who do we want to be in the world? How do we want to feel in this moment? We are the masters of our life, and we become the masters of our life by becoming the masters of this moment, and we get to choose every moment who we want to be. Okay? How do we do that? We stay centered. When you notice that you are getting anxious, worried, fearful, remind yourself you're right here, right now. It's a moment-to-moment journey, everyone. It's a moment-to-moment journey. And we're all up for the task. You may think you're not, but we are. Dig deep. All right, that's my message today. I could go on and on, but I'll leave it at that for today. Okay? I believe in everyone. I believe in all of you. We are given the opportunity to rise to the occasion. Who do you want to be in this particular challenge? You get to decide. You're in control of that. All right? Love and blessings to you all. Hang in there. Reach out to me if there's any way I can help. If you need a meditation or whatever, you know where to find me. Okay, everyone. I love you. Have a great day.